Hi you guys, this video is gonna be about shrunken heads, and I got one from each decorate from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and today. I got the reproductions that they're making today, which is a reproduction of these right here. This is the ones that started it all. This is one from the 1950s. As you can see it's in the original packaging. It's about maybe 3 or 4 inches high. And that's the original box. It has minor water damage on the side. I bought this off of eBay. So this is how it came. And this is their original tissue paper. There's nothing on the back. It's just a box. And this is the one from the 1950s right here. This is what everybody had in the 1950s. This is what they look like. So the hair is just slightly curled under, I guess from being in a car. Maybe it was in a car roasting alive like all the rest of them do. This is the original string right here. Everything's original. It's a rubber head, so it's kind of flexible. So you can see it's a rubber head, so that's awesome. All the stitches are all glued in. That's old glue that's been on it forever, I'm sure. And the hair is actually stitched in from side to side. You can see the wefts right there where they sew everything in. Because I guess they didn't have a rooting machine like they do now. This is the one from the 1950s. This is the reproductions. This is the ones that they make in today. But they make them in a darker color, and it's got one rooted strip of hair with a few pieces of bangs coming out. It's not too much. So if you ever see ones that looks like this and they're black, this is the ones that started off in the 1950s. And they're really awesome. I bought this off of eBay too. I fought for this one. This one was very expensive. This was just a novelty thing. It's something that you just put in your car in the 1950s. And he's really detailed. You can see all the wrinkles and everything. They don't make stuff like this anymore. He's pretty awesome. Here's their original twine and everything. I don't know if he's been used because the twine's very... You know, like if something's been used because it looks old and it's dried up, but this twine is actually really in good shape. Maybe it got water damage and that's why it looks the way that it does. I'm not really 100% sure, but it's pretty cool. So this is the one from the 1950s, and I'll show you the reproduction, the very last one, that's the reproduction of this one. So I'm going to put this one back in the box. And again, I got this off of eBay because this is an original shrunken head from the 1950s, and it comes in a little packaging box. Then in the 1960s, they decided to make a smaller version, which was this one right here. This is the original tag, and string. It says Japan right there. And there's a staple that holds the hair together. And this one they did differently. They didn't stitch it. You see this loop right here? This has been looped and glued. This is old glue on the side that the hair hasn't stuck to. So this is all old glue, and this is the original paper. And back then they used to ship this in like hay, I guess, in crates from Japan. And this is the original stitching that's on it. And these bangs are like rock hard. They have so much glue or whatever they put in it. It's like rock hard. It's flat down. But it's pretty cool to have in your car. They made these in different colors. So there was a blonde. It's all gentlemen prefer blondes, I think they called it on the top part. And I don't have that one, but I have this one, so it's a pretty good example. And this was the one from the 60s. And I have the one from the 70s, but the packaging is a little bit cloudy. It hasn't been opened. In the 1970s, they made a hollow plastic head. You could see the stitches in the front. And on the top part, they have a loop string. And they have a small, this is the hole on the bottom right here. It's very tiny. It's hollow plastic. You see that black strip? That's the hair. It's just glued on a strip of hair. It's not really too much. It's loose follicles. It's not anything wefted or anything like that. They didn't have none of that back then. As you can see, this is really old. It hasn't. This was old store stock. This was made in Hong Kong, so that's the 1970s. The 60s was Japan, and the 70s was Hong Kong. So that's how you can tell a difference between all of them. They have different eras of which they're made in. So this is the one from the 70s. And these came in different colors too. These came with red hair, they came with blonde hair, and different the hollow plastic too is different colors like red, blue, and just different colors you could buy to put in your car. And these might have been sold at maybe auto shops where you can buy auto parts and something like AutoZone has today, but they would have been sold by the registers, like as well as these two. So these are really cool. And this is the reproductions that they're making today of the first one, of the original one. It's called Novelty Accessories. And as you can see, it has, let's see if you can see this. You can see the face right here. Yeah, okay. You can see the face with the big nose and the sewn up lips. They have one thin rooted strip of hair right here. It's about, you see it right there, there's the bangs, and and they pull the bangs from the front and put it to the back. And the hair is tucked in, it's about maybe a little bit past his, about right there. That's why the hair cuts off right there. This is sold on eBay. These run about, you could buy these for maybe $2 or $3 off of eBay, and you can find them in lots, and they sell them everywhere pretty much. And this is a really cool reproduction of the ones from the 50s. It's really hard to see though because it's in packaging, but I guess you get the idea. It looks just like the first one that I showed you. It's almost the same thing. I bought this off of eBay. This was maybe $9 for a few of them, for a lot. And again, different companies make these. This is by Happy, a company called Happy, and they make, this is a novelty item for Halloween time, I'm guessing. So this company, Happy, makes these. And again, different companies sell them, so not just Happy. They have different companies, they just put their own logo on it. It basically comes from China, and they just staple on their own logo on it, and they resell them. So anyway, this is the Shrunken Head, which is really cool. So anyway, if you want to know more, oh, I have some more like realistic Shrunken Heads, but I won't show that in this video. If you want to see them, you can leave a comment below. Like, subscribe, and rate. Thank you.